Welcome back to FPL Focus. It's me, Livesey Lovesit. This is my watch list for game week 11. I've got 4 defenders, 7 midfielders, 4 strikers. Obviously, being a watch list, there is things possibly for the future in there as well. But I thought I'd share it with you guys, just in case you're struggling for transfer options this week, or you just wanted to know what is going on in somebody else's head. Like I say, I'm not an expert. I love FPL. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to do my best at it, and that's what this video's for. So come and see who I am looking at this week then. Okay, let's go. First off, this is my team as it stands at this moment in time. As you can see, I've got almost a starting 11 if Nico Williams starts. If Mitrovic starts, if Chilwell starts, I could be in a bit of a dire situation. But this is the ideal for me this week. If you've seen my team selection video, I am hoping to roll a transfer. I'm pretty sure Chilwell may start with Reece James being out just because of that attacking prowess he gives from defence. I'm a bit worried, I've got to be honest. I'm a bit worried because if you look at my bench, I have Reece James on the bench, out. Gordon, suspended. Patterson, out. I have nobody else to come in whatsoever. So I've got a list of players that I could possibly bring in transfer deadline sort of time, basically tomorrow. Let's go and have a look and see who they might be then, shall we? So in defence, I am looking at Connor Cody, Delort, Perisic, Cresswell. Now, it's a pretty tough choice in defence at this minute in time. Obviously, Cancelo is not in my team. Regular watchers will know. Unfortunately, I transferred him out last week. He's not on the watch list, quite simply because he is coming back in game week 13. Simple as that. But these guys are. I have got some statage for you to share. So let's have a look first at Connor Cody, a £4.9 million defender, 31 points. He's played every single game. These are all stats this evening based on the last 6 games. So he's played every minute. He's had 1 shot, scored from that shot, 1 goal, created 1 big chance. He's had 1 assist as well. Clean sheets, he's had 2. Conceded 5 goals, so averaging a goal a game roughly. At Everton. Bonus point system, he's had 123 bonus points, BPS, and 4 bonus points in those 6 games as well. Let's see how he compares to the likes of Delort, who has been high on my list and is very much up there in my thoughts of bringing somebody in as a replacement for one of my £4 million defenders, either Nico Williams or Patterson. So this guy really is up on the list for me. 5 games, 450 minutes, it's 1 shot, 0 on target, unfortunately. He's not looking like he's going to be scoring, but he's created 1 big chance, 5 key passes. He's had 1 assist. He's conceded 8 goals, though. Obviously, 6 of those were against Manchester United. 2 clean sheets in that time as well. So in the other games he's played, he's had clean sheets pretty much. And 6 bonus points as well, which is a real big factor. Certainly for our defenders at the minute, there's not many clean sheets out there. In fact, of all these defenders, if you look at Perisic, he's only had 1 clean sheet in 6 games. Sorry, with 6 goals conceded. He's played 6 games though, but he's only had 306 minutes. But he is on the radar. If I was going to sign a defender this week, part of my reasoning is, and I hate to say it, is he plays left wing back, and if he's playing at left back and Seamus Coleman is playing at right back for Everton, I don't want to say it, we are definitely weakened in that area, and there's a very good opportunity for him and anybody who may well play down that left hand side to get some sort of attacking return in this game. I'm not overly confident, if I'm going to be totally honest, that we can keep shut up shop away at White Hart Lane this weekend. Not saying we're going to lose, but not totally confident we're not going to concede either. As you can see, his bonus points, he's got like 51 in the scoring system, 0 bonus points for him. And then Cresswell, he's just somebody who has done well previously. I can remember at one point he was best left back in the league. Not according to me, according to someone else. Or second best maybe. This is when we were having Luca Dean and Andy Robertson arguments. Shots on target. Shots, he's had 2, 0 on target. No goals. He's created 1 big chance. 6 key passes though. No assists, but his expected assists are 0.62. Similar to Delart. Similar to Cody, who hasn't got one. So maybe he's due one. Goals conceded. Only 3 in 5 appearances, which is promising. And 2 clean sheets there as well. So some opportunities there, I think, but not the bonus. For me there, I am edging towards, if I do bring a defender in this week, I am edging towards the lot. I've got to be honest with you. I'm steering clear of Everton just because of the old Everton bias, and Perisic just not enough. 306 minutes. Only managed to get 12 points in 6 game weeks. That's just not good enough for me. And Cresswell, I just think he's another one, maybe for further down the line. He might be due, but I am tempted by Bowen as well. Yeah, with the lot, he's sort of the only man. No, he's not actually, is he? So, yeah, some choices there to be made. But those are the guys that are on my watch list. And come Friday, tomorrow night, one of them may end up in my team. Certainly, like as you've seen already, that is the weakest part of my team at this moment in time. So 1, maybe 2 of them might end up in my team. Who knows? We shall see. But if not this week, possibly next week. And if not, then I shall be watching them this weekend. Hence the watch list. Right, let's move on. So now we've got the midfielders that I've been looking at. Let's see if there's any surprises here. Trossard, I don't think so. One of the most transferred in players this week. Anthony, maybe a little surprise, but scored 3 games in a row. 2 home games coming up. Maybe a good option. Mount, I really like the look of Mount this week. I think under Graham Potter he can become the Mount of old. Possibly the Mount that played under Frank Lampard. Lots of returns there. And is Bowen finally returning to his form of last season? Certainly the second part of last season. But first, Trossard, he's 6.8 million. He's the cheapest of these 4. And it's only going to be one of them. And in all honesty, I'm looking for one of these, possibly 2 of them, depending on how much they cost, to replace Kevin De Bruyne next week. Hence why they're on the watch list. However, depending on what happens tomorrow, I may well sell Anthony Gordon and bring one of these in, but it's not a big thing that's on my list to do, to be honest, just because he is available for blank game week 12. But these are the players I'm watching, like I say. In this last, so if you're looking for a midfielder, maybe one of these is good for you. If you do like one and you choose one, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. So he's played 5 out of the last 6 games, 435 minutes. He's had 10 shots, with 6 of them on target in total. So getting a couple of shots a game off. At least 1 on target per game. He scored 4 goals, so he has outperformed his expected goals at 2.59. But he is playing in that much more attacking position as well. Big chances created, he hasn't. So, but in saying that, he's had 2 assists, which is a bit bizarre, to be honest with you. 8 key passes, so he is a bit of a creator, getting involved in all aspects of the game. He has outperformed his assists, expected assists, by getting 2. He's had 1 clean sheet, so that's been 1 extra clean sheet point. I have included that for midfielders because it could be a deciding factor. Although there's not many clean sheets around this season, is there? Impressively though, 5 bonus points in those 5 games. So he's averaging 1 per game. 129 scored on the bonus point system. Compare that to Anthony, who I have been quite interested in, to be honest with you. I can't remember if I had him in my team earlier in the season or not, or I was about to get him in my team. But for sure, when I first saw him play, I was very excited by him. He has scored 3 times, played 3 games out of the last 6 due to, I think, was he suspended or injured? I can't remember now. But he's had, in those 3 games, those 237 minutes, that's like a full game and a half, just over. He's had 10 shots, half of those have been on target. He's had 3 goals out of those, so pretty clinical. I mean, his expected goals 1.43, so he is outperforming. Maybe that'll come back, you know, in the next few weeks. So maybe he's not the best person to be bringing in at the moment, but he does look good, doesn't he, when he gets that shot away? That's the eye test, though, isn't it? That's why you put these 2 together. Big chances created, 0. 4 key passes, though. No assists, and quite low on the expected assist as well. So I'm not saying he's a one-trick pony, but he's not creating any big chances, and his expected assists are low. Bonus point system 73 over 1. So in all honesty, he's not right at the top of my list at this moment in time, but because of his goal scoring, he's definitely on the watch list. If you'd have asked me 2 weeks ago, he was coming in. Mount. Now this is the player I said to everybody I'm looking to bring in over the next few weeks, particularly after his performance in midweek in the Champions League. He played very well, went off half-time for Conor Gallagher. That bit concerns me, if I'm totally honest, because Conor Gallagher played very well as well, and is equally attacking, can score great goals, has done already for Chelsea. So it could be a bit of rotation between those 2. I'm not so sure with Sterling coming down the left, so it could be Mount and Gallagher facing off. We shall see how the next few game weeks progress. So it's probably a good job this is a sit and watch this week, I think, for Mount. And then Bowen, his appearances, the only player to have played every single minute out of all of these 4. Hasn't scored the most points, though, because that's Trossard, and we all know he had a hat-trick up against Liverpool recently. But he has had more shots than anybody, 19 shots, although only 5 of them have been on target, which actually is exactly the same amount as Anthony, who was less, and pretty much the same as Trossard. He's had 2 goals with an expected goals of 2.241, so there could be a little bit more in the bank to come there. Not creating many big chances, but lots of key passes, 11 there, more than anybody else. 1 assist, so there or thereabouts, but performing at standard, if you like. Goals conceded 5, 2 clean sheets, so better than anybody else. He's had an extra clean sheet point more than others, but bonus point system, he's second in this lot of 4. He managed to get 3 in 6 games, so half a bonus point on average per game in the last 6 weeks for him. So I think if I was to choose and price wasn't an object, I think out of all those 4 players, my choice would be Bowen in that sort of mid-price range. Now, remember I said at the beginning I've got 7 midfielders. That is because I have 1 premium midfielder. No surprises there. It's Heung-Min Son. Or maybe it is a surprise. I think after his exploits again in midweek, and let's see how he's been doing in the league recently. With Kevin De Bruyne out for next week, he is somebody to potentially for me to be keeping an eye on. I don't have any Spurs in my team at all, and Harry Kane does keep banging them in. So definitely a player for me to be watching this weekend, I think. And possibly, if you're up for a gamble, somebody to be maybe bringing in. I think some people are bringing him in for Kevin De Bruyne this week. Early, Kevin De Bruyne up against Liverpool, although I see that's quite a tasty fixture. But no, maybe that's my Everton bias. You tell me in the comments below, should we bring Son in for Kevin De Bruyne this week? Is that a good move? Now, I've got 2 other players up here, Almiron and Xhaka. I know Xhaka is not for game week 13, but I'll put him up there because I'm really keen on Almiron, and I just wanted to sort of like compare the 2 because I've been talking on some videos about how well Xhaka's been doing, and maybe he's a great option moving forward in the triple up with Arsenal, certainly from game week 13. Certainly great value and playing in a much more advanced role. So I thought I'd just bring his stats up because he is a player that I'm watching, but he won't be for this week. So let's have a look and see Son. How's he comparing? Well, he's on 34 points, so not as many as Trossard. This is the last 6 game weeks as well. 430 minutes, so he's not played every minute of every game. He is obviously £11.7 million. For comparison, if you remember, Bowen was on 32 points as well, so they're all thereabouts. However, he's had 14 shots, 8 on target, 3 goals, expected goals 1.92, so he is outperforming, but we do know Son can outperform his stats. He did it last season, top Premier League goal scorer. So I wouldn't be too worried by that at all. That can continue. And he did look good in midweek, didn't he, in Champions League up against Frankfurt. 1 big chance created, so not that many in 12, you can see, but 12 key passes. He's had 1 assist, 1.15 expected assists, so, you know, getting what he's expected. 2 clean sheets, only 5 goals conceded in that time as well. 3 bonus points with a bonus point score system of 100, so quite high there too. And I did notice in the last couple of games that he seems to be playing in a more advanced role. There was times midweek up against Tottenham and I didn't get to see all the games, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but it seemed almost Harry Kane kept dropping into that, and there was a bit of fluidity about it, but he kept dropping into that almost number 10 role, and Son was coming one side and Richarlison was coming the other. A la Salah and Mane when Firmino was at his best. Right, let's have a look at these two then. First, look at this, Almiron, similar minutes to 3 points less than Son. More shots, not as many on target. Same amount of goals, same amount of expected goals. This is where he differs though. He's not creating, not big chances, no key passes, no assists. He's got half the expected assists though, so he does have that possibility in his bag. Just the 1 clean sheet, but the bonus point system, he's doing like really well in terms of getting close to those as well. If he scores, he's getting some bonus by the looks of it. And Newcastle seem to be scoring for fun at the moment, although they have got Man United this week, so is that a good transfer? Got to be honest, Almiron and Bowen, I think, are possibly the ones that I'm going to be looking at, simply because Xhaka is on the way out, if I was to bring someone in this week. But Xhaka also, he's played every minute, just for comparison to Almiron. Not had as many shots though, certainly not as many on target, not as many goals. He's created more big chances though and more key passes, had an assist. If anything, he's underperformed his assist stats. They've conceded 8 goals, 1 clean sheet, bonus points there or thereabouts. So actually, there's not much in it. Well, there's 9 points in it, you know, from there to there. For me, Almiron, wow, he's a shoe-in. Is he a shoe-in at 5.2 million? Have we been sleeping on him? I think we might have been. Anyway, those are the midfielders. Are you still with me? Brilliant. If you are, let's go check out the forwards, shall we? There's 4 of these. Now, Bobby Firmino has made it into my watch list probably for the very first time, and probably beyond time as well. Harry Kane, £11.4 million striker. Callum Wilson, back from injury. Darwin, is this his time? These are my dilemmas. Because look at Firmino, what's he been doing? He's £8 million and he's scored 50 points in the last 6 game weeks. Which is just crazy. That's like 8.5 points a game week at £8 million. So he has been doing brilliantly. 18 shots, 12 of them on target. He's only played 327 minutes though, so he has missed a game. 16 shots inside the box. 6 big chances have fallen to him, so he's had 6 goals. So fair play, conversions he's converting those big chances. 3.97 expected goals, so he is slightly outperforming it. Big chances created, he's created 2, 8 key passes, so he's still playing that creative role. That assist midweek at Rangers, that was lovely, wasn't it? Fair play to him. And he's had 3 assists in the last 5 games as well. So he's had 9 attacking returns in 5 games. Now, has the ship sailed? He's had 9 bonus points. This is where all his points have come from. And his BPS is the highest of anybody I've seen today. In all positions at 205. And bear in mind, that's in 327 minutes as well. As you can see, Darwin is the player I've been talking about for weeks and weeks. He's the player I brought in and then had to get rid of. Hurt me badly. Even last night, I'm doing my team selection video, and Darwin is the player I'm moving towards. But am I missing out by not going for Bobby Firmino? How does he compare to Harry Kane? Hasn't scored as many points. Certainly not as expensive. Hasn't played as many minutes. But I tell you what, he's had the same amount of shots on target. In fact, he's had more. Hasn't had as many shots though. But it's on target and it's goals that count, and they've both scored 6 goals each. Inside the box, pretty much there or thereabouts. Big chances created. 1 from Kane, 2 from Firmino. 10 key passes from Kane, highlighting that he is playing in that slightly more creative role. As I sort of like talked about possibly before, dropping a little bit deeper, going looking for the ball, using Son and Richarlison and Kulusevski as well. You know, on the overlap or around the sides. He's had 2 assists, which demonstrates that as well, and his bonus points scoring as well is 188, and he's also had 9 bonus points. But if Harry Kane's a great player to have in your team, then why isn't Bobby Firmino up against West Ham next week? I know they've got City this week, but they're at home. They're still scoring. As comparing to Wilson. Now, Wilson, only 2 games, so you're expecting it to be nowhere near the likes of these. So, he's had 6 shots, which that's a third here, but only 1 shot on target, which is a bit worrying. 11 points in these 6, well, it's 2 games, isn't it? 11 points in 2 games, so not a bad return. He's had 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 big chance created. Not much data to see, just with Callum Wilson, excuse me. It's all about how he finished that goal when he has come back. The assist he's created, the way he's playing, and he is playing with a smile on his face in a team that are looking to be scoring goals. But if I'm going to bring Almir on in, then it won't be Wilson. So I've got a couple of players from each team that I'm sort of like looking at, but I won't be doubling up. Certainly not. But he is a player that interests me. And then Darwin, very interestingly, 3 appearances, only 9 points in all of that time. He's got 171 minutes in those 3 games. He's had 10 shots, 4 of those have been on target, which is still not brilliant. He's not getting as many shots on target, in 5 games as Firmino is. He's had 8 shots inside the box in those 3 games. So only 2 or 3 shots a game, but he has scored 1 goal, 1.04 expected goals. So not brilliant in 3 appearances, to be honest with you. Big chances created. He's not creating anything for anybody. Key passes. It's not like he's dropping deep. I'm not saying he should be dropping deep, but there's no attacking returns coming from that area is what I'm saying. Assists are not looking massively likely, in all fairness. It's all about everybody creating for him. And bonus points just don't look to be there when you compare him, to his mate, to Kane. And I just wonder, moving forward, if Bobby Firmino was almost a forgotten player because of the way they've played for years. But Liverpool seem to have been lining up differently, and maybe, just maybe, Bobby Firmino is going to be the player that will come out on top of all that and basically be the main man. We shall see. But for me, I think if I'm going to sign a striker this week, it's going to be Bobby Firmino, albeit up against Liverpool. So if Mitrovic is a player that I'm going to replace, it's going to be Bobby. I think that's my watch list for this week then, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Please, please, please start a conversation below. Have I missed any players out? Who should I be targeting? Who should be making this watch list? Particularly if it's for this week, and particularly if it's in defence. Because these are just my thoughts. Remember, I'm not an expert, I just loves it. Till next time, see you later.